What is up, bookworms and constant readers? Back with another video. This time we are reviewing part one of Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings. I'm well into part two, just over 200 pages into this gigantic 1,000-page book. If you saw my other video when I announced that I was reading this, you'll know that I said I was going to do a video for each part, because my understanding is there's a lot of stuff going on in these books. There's a lot of characters, a lot of things happen, and I didn't want to reach the end of this book and be like, I don't remember all of it. And even with just this first part, there's a lot that I'm like totally confused about, lost, in a sense, because there's a lot going on. So this first part, you actually start way in the past. This all takes place in the land of Roshar. There's a map for you. And the prelude is about an assassin who kills a king. And then you jump, for book one, 4,500 years into the future. And there's really two stories essentially going on in this first part. And it's kind of split 50-50. The most interesting story is the story of Kaladin. And if I'm saying that wrong, correct me in the comments below. I think that's how you say it. So Kaladin was this like soldier in this army. Something happens. They haven't revealed like what happened. He was betrayed, and he becomes a slave. And on top of that, he's also labeled as a deserter. And when you become a slave, they brand these glyphs on you, and there's no hiding what you are. And he has moved on from master to master, and his life is just, it's miserable. And he eventually ends up on the Shattered Plains, where these kingdoms are fighting each other, and he is put on a what they call a bridge crew. And these people, they're basically cannon fodder. They carry these heavy bridges because the Shattered Plains, it's like the way it's described is it's kind of like a barren, like wasteland. There's really like hardly any vegetation or trees or anything, but they're like these individual plateaus, and there's these deep chasms that separate them. So these bridge crews, they're tasked, and they're all slaves. Every great once in a while they get help from the soldiers in the army, but that's rare. Usually it's when so many of the bridge crew have been killed. They need help carrying these bridges, and they lay these bridges in place so the army can get across these giant chasms and reach the next plateau. And the opposing army is usually waiting on these bridge crew, and they basically are constantly firing arrows at them, taking out the bridge crew until the bridge can't move anymore. So yeah, this guy's life just like it totally sucks. He went from this great soldier, this great leader, to a slave that nobody respects. The second story that is going on is with Shallan, I think is how you say her name. And Shallan is from this family who they have run into a lot of problems. Their father, he died. They used to have this magical device, and their family used to be in mining, and her father would use this magical device to create like new mines and stuff, and the device got broken. And they're kind of in financial ruin. They have creditors knocking at their door. And she has set out to meet this like famous sorceress to become her apprentice. But her main goal is to steal this sorceress's magic device. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it right now. And she wants to steal it. She wants to take it back to her family and use it like her father did. Before anybody finds out that her father is dead, they have no money to pay their debts and stuff like that. The way the story is written is beautiful. This is the first Brandon Sanderson book that I've ever read. A lot of people are like, wow, you should have started something a little lighter. But yeah, this is the first Brandon Sanderson book that I've ever read. And his writing style is really good. I think he over details some stuff. But his world building is amazing. Like, he will put you in the middle of, this city, and you can imagine everything around you. He'll put you in the middle of this battle, and it's like you're there. As far as the characters go, I like Kaladin. But, I'm like 200 pages in, and I like Kaladin. I like his story. But we don't, after all these pages, really don't know anything about him. We know certain things that he's done and certain things that he stands for, like his father wanted him to be a surgeon like him, and he chose to go into the military. We know that there was some kind of betrayal that happened. When he was in the military, he would look out for new recruits, weaker recruits, and try and protect them, keep them alive longer than they would have lasted under anybody else's command. But as far as the girl goes, we don't know much about her, so I don't know how I feel about her. I like her determination to try and become this sorceress's apprentice, but I don't like her scheming, and she has other motives than what she's presenting as. She's a liar. She's a thief. I don't like that. And then you also have kind of this third story going on that it's really not explained. They're explaining bits and pieces as you go, but it's kind of confusing. So there were these Knights Radiant, and you get the sense that they had the power of these shard blades that they could, command at will. They would like appear in their hand. They could cut through anything. They like also wore this amazingly strong armor called shard plate that was kind of impervious to damage. It protected them. It's extremely hard to kill somebody in this armor. They kind of like gave up their ways and they went away, and now people use this stuff kind of for their own gain, and it really hasn't been explained, like, what happened, why only certain people have shard blades. Like, there's one part where this king and his sons and stuff, they all have shard plate, but one of them doesn't have a shard blade. And a lot of times this armor is inherited, but they really haven't got into like the origins of this. And so there's a lot of stuff going on that you're just like, I don't get it. The other thing is this book is an extremely slow burn. I mean, I'm 200 pages in on a 1,000+ page book, and not a lot has happened. And there's a lot of like, I don't understand this, I don't understand that. But it's not a boring book. I mean, it's interesting to read, and the story continues to move forward, but it moves forward at a very, very slow pace. So if you're looking for like excitement, adventure, a quick, like page-turning read, The Way of Kings is a page-turner because the way Sanderson writes, it is entertaining, and you want to keep reading to find out what happens next, but it is a slow burn. I mean, it's probably going to take me over a month to read this, because even though I want to know like what happens next, I get kind of like burnt out on just the pace of the story, how slow it's moving. And there'll be like chapters that I'm like, wow, that was a really fast chapter, because there's a lot of stuff happening and it happens at a fast pace, and then it'll like slow down to like a crawl. So my thoughts on part 1, I would say maybe a 3 out of 5. It's good, but it's not like drawing me in. And maybe it's because, I'm reading other books at the same time, and maybe I should, just focus on this book alone. I don't know if that would make a difference. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this book, because right now I'm kind of lost, I'm kind of confused, and I'm just like, where is this all, going? I hopefully within a week or so we'll have a part 2 update, and like I said, this book is 5 parts long. I'm gonna do a video on every part, and when I get to part 5, I'll do my overall, what I think of this book. But right now it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't see like why everybody is so nuts over the Stormlight Archive. It's okay. It's just okay. But Let me know in the comments below, what did you think? Does it get better? Does it pick up? If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Hit the bell button so you know when my next video is going to come out. Right now, I'm trying to stay at one video a week. Once I pick up more subscribers, I may end up doing 2 or 3 videos a week, but the goal for this year is one video every single week. My videos usually come out at midnight on Mondays. That's all I got for you on The Way of Kings. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. And until next time, read more books.